Good morning, everyone. I will open this meeting of the DeKalb County Commissioners. The day's May the 1st, 2025. First item on the agenda, of course, is the St. Joe Sewer Board petition. But before we get into that, the Attorney General Stuckey has some comments that he wishes to make to clarify a situation that we have.
The petitions that I received had no address on them and doesn't meet the statutory requirement. So the predicate for holding a hearing has not been met, and you cannot conduct a hearing because you don't have jurisdiction over the issue. In order for you to hear an appeal, there has to be proper petitions remonstrating filed. So unfortunately, the petitioners did not meet the legal requirements, so you can't hear their objections or their appeal.
Okay. Comments from the commissioners? No, I don't believe so, because there is no hearing.
But, if I could ask, what is the remedy? I mean, is it past the statutory time, or?
Well, if anyone disagrees with this decision, they have the right to go to the courts to appeal the decision. Any commissioner's decision or hearing authority decision, you're permitted to appeal to the courts. That's the next step if the remonstrators wish to take that step. That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, unless a court in the future says something different, the rates that were established by the district board, the sewer district board, are effective.
Okay. I don't think we can take any comments at this point. You know, the next step is to go to the courts, I guess. And it's because we really don't have a hearing. I guess you,
Okay. You need to turn your mic on. You need to state your name and address.
John Martin, address is 6754 State Road 1 in Spencerville, Indiana. I was following the directions as presented in the letter that was notified through the rate notification. It says 50 signatures or 10% of the ratepayers, signatures of the ratepayers. It didn't say addresses, didn't say printed names. So the information we received was false in that matter also.
Then you have an appealable issue. That's true, you have an appealable issue. So
I think any petition presented, and the code is clear, like you say, has to include the address. And it's up to the petitioner to be aware of that and to research that and make sure those addresses are included.
There's no way for the auditor to check to determine whether the petitioners are valid.
Right.
If he doesn't have the addresses.
Sir, we're going to have to conclude. We're going to have to conclude unless you've got some written proof that.
That's why I was getting the documentation here. This is the says, "Dear ratepayer," and at the final paragraph it says, "The rate ordinance increased the rates and charges by greater than 5% per year as evaluated, calculated from the rates and charges in effect from the district's last rate increase. Therefore, the lesser of 50 ratepayers or 10% of the ratepayers of the district have the right to file a written petition objecting to the rates and charges within a member of the district authority within 30 days from the date of adoption of the rate ordinance in March of 2025. The district authority for the district is the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners." Doesn't say anything about, says signatures, doesn't say anything about addresses.
Everything in there is true.
I'm not disputing that. I've followed those directions as directed.
I'm not going to argue with you. You have an appealable issue. If you want to appeal to the courts, you can.
Yeah,
I
it's,
disagree with your analysis, but if you
I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really say one way or the other.
understand.
I'll repeat myself, it's up to the petitioners to research what a petition involves. It's not up to us to instruct in final detail what a petition looks like. And every petitions I've ever signed include the address. We have no way of verification that those petitioners that signed actually live in that sewer district. And therefore we cannot have the hearing. So if you would please conclude and have a seat. We got another bit of business to take care of.
So where does this leave the status of the sewer project moving forward?
Unless you file in the courts, an appeal.
We need a lawyer to do that then, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
You have the resolution, if you would pass the resolution.
You want me to read it?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2025-R-6, Board of Commissioners, DeKalb County. Resolution regarding petition filed on rate increase of St. Joe Spencerville RSD. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners of DeKalb County, Indiana has petitioned to review the rates and charges for the St. Joe Spencerville Regional Sewer District. Now therefore be it resolved that Section 1 pursuant to IC 13261115B1A, the Commissioners are the district authority for the sewer district which is located in DeKalb County, Indiana. Section 2, on March 20th, 2025, the Board of Trustees of the Sewer District adopted ordinance number 2025-03, the rate ordinance, increasing the monthly rates and charges for the customers of the sewer district by greater than 5% per year. Section 4, the clerk of the sewer district mailed notice of the new rates and charges to all customers of the sewer district on March 21st, 2025. Section 5, the Commissioners received a petition dated April 16th, 2025 with 42 signatures. Section 6, pursuant to IC 13261115D, the petition must contain signatures of the lesser of 50 ratepayers or 10% of the ratepayers of the sewer district. Section 7, pursuant to IC 13261115D1, the petition must contain the name and address of each petitioner. Section 8, the petition does not contain addresses of each or any petitioners as required by IC 13261115D1. Section 9, IC 13261115D states that if a petition meeting the requirements of this subsection is filed, the district of this subsection 15D is filed, the district authority shall investigate and conduct a public hearing on the petition. Be it further resolved that the Commissioners find that the petition does not meet the statutory requirements set forth in IC 13261115D, and therefore the Commissioners have no statutory authority to conduct a public hearing on this matter. Dated this first day of May 2025.
Okay, next step.
You got a motion to adopt it?
Also move.
Second.
A motion second on the floor. Additional comments?
Sorry, it has to go this way. I believe that we will have to them to appeal. I don't know whose fault it was about the address. I'm certainly not a lawyer, but I feel bad that it's gone down this path.
I'd like to make a comment that we held the sewer district to make sure that they followed all the rules and regulations and statutes the first time we went through this, that it's the same with the other side of the party also. Everybody, we're trying to just keep it even, that everybody's following the statutes and the rules. And unfortunately, on both times, something was missed.
Okay. I'll call for a vote then. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Petition is denied. Okay.
I have one thing, Bill, if you don't mind. We're having some more staffing issues at Sunny Meadows that I would like to get a contract set up with Manpower for temporary help out there, to help fill some of the gaps that we're having out there with staffing issues.
I so move the motion that we are allowed to have a contract with Manpower to alleviate the staffing issues at Sunny Meadow.
I'll second.
We have a motion second on the floor. Additional comments? Comments from the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, gentlemen?
All I have.
All I have.
Okay. If there's no objections, I will adjourn this meeting. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.